On behalf of the German Marshall Fund and the Lugar Center, I welcome you all to this conversation on energy security in the transatlantic arena. It's a very special pleasure to welcome Amos Hochstein, the State Department's Special Envoy and Coordinator for International Energy Affairs. Europe of 2015 is far more cognizant and motivated to solve energy security concerns than was the Europe of 2005. But the role for U.S. diplomacy is as strong as ever, and Amos's team is the spearhead of that effort.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Laure Mandeville. I'm the bureau chief of the French daily newspaper Le Figaro in Washington. It is a real pleasure for me to meet you, Amos. How worrisome is the Russian attempt today to perpetuate the dependency of Europe on its oil and gas? How do you assess this Russia's current energy policies? How worried are you?
Am I worried? First, yes. Plain and simple, I am. But it's not about whether I'm worried or we're worried. Europe should be worried. All of Europe should be worried. This should not be seen as segmented into Russian gas comes into Europe in different directions. It comes through Ukraine, or it goes directly into Germany, or in other ways. This is what we have to walk away from, whether it's in Europe, or if it's in the Caribbean and Central America, or if it's elsewhere in the world, or in Asia. We cannot have a dependence of a region or a country on a neighbor for its most basic needs. And energy is not telecom, and it's not other sectors. It is a critical sector because it's a commodity that supports almost everything in an economic development. You cannot have social development if people don't have access to power. You can't have economic development if a small business, a micro small business, or medium or large size enterprise can't have reliable and affordable access to power. You can't run a country if you don't know if you're going to be able to heat your homes in the winter. So for all these reasons, we have to work together, whether it's the United States, Europe, and other regions, to make sure that that doesn't happen. I believe that Russia has to continue to be a supplier of energy products into Europe. That will not go away. And there's no reason why it should. It has the largest gas reserves in the world. It has one of the largest oil reserves. It has pipelines and infrastructure. But it should be a player in the marketplace. It should not seek to use cash and money and political influence to create infrastructure that takes away the ability of other sources to come in, using whether it's infrastructure or short-term financial incentives. So am I worried? Of course I'm worried. Because what happened in 2005 and 2009 and earlier in the Baltics happened in 2014. And the gas was shut down. Mm-hmm. Now the EU actions prior to that made it less effective. But it's still there, it's still a threat, and if you look at some of the actions taking place today, they remain a threat. And we're at a very important moment now, because if we don't all get together to work on this and to do the right thing, you're at a moment where you can recommit to new 25-year dependency on new infrastructure. And then there's no turning the clock back anymore. So there's different things you have to do. You have to create a full picture that allows that diversification of bringing in the Russian, allowing for emergency supplies from other places, as well as ongoing negotiations with different suppliers. But what else is it? And here's where I want to give a lot of credit to the EU. Because the EU really recognized after 2009, and we worked a lot on this issue together through the US-EU Energy Council and so on. The third energy package says there are certain things that are happening that we can stop. And that is, if I can tell you, I'm going to sell you the gas, but if you want to sell it to anyone else, you need permission from me. That's a destination clause. The third energy package outlawed that piece. And I give a lot of credit for the work that Vice President Šefčovič is doing. He seems to be everywhere all the time, as well as the Commissioner, Arias Cañete, has been very focused on this issue. All you have to do is follow their Twitter account, and you'll see how committed they are to this issue.
I wanted, dear Amos, to thank you very much for this wonderful conversation, and I think it's truly, I mean, your competence and also the passion really with which you defend the cause of energy security for Europe is really, in a way, sort of heartening. And so, I would say we could say with confidence that in a way it shows that America and this administration are repivoting towards Europe.